Hey, this is Aaron. Today I'm standing in front of a 2020 Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport. So this is the smaller, which is not, can't really say it that way. It's not smaller. It's about the same size as the full-size Atlas. It just has a sportier back end, so sportier roofline, and deletes the third row. Lots of good stuff in this. Let's talk about it. So, like the Atlas, the regular three-row Atlas, this two-row version has a huge interior. It's very wide. This is originally, remember, made to be a three-row, so it still retains that footprint. It's very wide, hugely spacious inside, very accommodating. The back row, the second row, you can get 3 kids across, no problems. You can get 3 adults across pretty easily, and there'll be very little cramping in there. Very nicely done. So looking at it from profile, you can see that back end drops down a little bit. So you can see how they kind of cut it off, made it more of a coupe style. That's what makes this different from the big Atlas. Cargo area, again, huge, even though the back end looks smaller. So beautifully done for that. Now, if you're not into Volkswagen interiors, if you don't like what I like to call the Teutonic simplicity, which is a Volkswagen kind of does function makes form design for their interiors. If you're not into that, you're not going to like this one. But that's a Volkswagen thing. It's all the way across the board. So that would just mean that you don't like Volkswagen. That's fine. There are plenty of other options. But for two-row, large two-row, there really isn't much beyond this. There are a couple of other options, Nissan Murano and a few others, but those are smaller than this. They're not as wide, they're not as long, they're going to be smaller. You can go up to a full SUV, so you could go to, say, Tahoe, Chevy, or one of those, GMC, one of those. You could go to, say, Nissan Armada. You could go to that. You could go to the Toyota, so you got the Sequoia, Land Cruiser, stuff like that. You will get much more capability in terms of the off-road ability and towing and things like that, but those are body-on-frame SUVs. If you don't need that and you don't want the fuel economy ding that you take for getting that, you go here. So this is the V6. This has a V6 8-speed automatic transmission and just a nice drive. The V6 is exactly paired to the Atlas, so it really does well with it. So the Atlas gets pretty okay fuel economy, 22 miles a gallon on the highway, and you will get that easily. I was easily able to replicate that with my highway tests. 19 in the city, that's really hard to match no matter what the vehicle is, because city driving is so subjective, and consequently the combined rating that people give you, which for this I believe is somewhere around there, it's about 19 or 20, is also very tough to see. The highway number is really the easiest one to test in the real world, and this matches that. So my assumption would be your fuel economy will be steady no matter what your driving is. So once you establish what your expected fuel economy for this would be, you're probably going to keep that for pretty much ever. This is an all-wheel drive model. So this is the SEL Sport Premium. So the premium is the trim level. Has a lot of goodies in it. Heated and cooled seats, adaptive cruise, all the crash warning stuff, semi-automated parking, so you can push a button, looks for a parking spot, parallels for you, those sorts of things. Very nicely done all the way around. I like this vehicle. I like the way it feels. It drives pretty well. It's not fast, it's not in a hurry, it's not a sports vehicle, it's not a sports car at all, but it's nice and steady, and it always feels confident. That's what really matters to most people. Again, very roomy interior, good engine match for the vehicle, nice transmission, doesn't hunt too much, seems to be able to always know what gear to be in and grab it and go. Just well done all the way around, good engineering on this. So that's what I've got. This is the 2020 Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport. So again, same as the big Atlas with 3 rows, minusing 1 row and adding that sporty rear you see back there, that taper coupe-like roof. Very well done. So that's what I got. This has been Aaron. Talk to you again soon.